Even though it's going to be warming up, it was bitterly cold today, so I'm sure you were glad to be inside.
I was, but I will be glad to get outside later on. Tonight in 13 Sports Zone, we have a collection of basketball games to show you. High school and college, to be specific, including some high school rivalries, Mountain East Conference action, and Marshall men playing their first game of 2018. But first, get this. Head coach Bob Huggins threw his West Virginia basketball team out of practice earlier this week because they were unenthusiastic. Angelica Trinone tells us how that worked out for the team in tonight's West Virginia Illustrated. I started my day with one of my favorite boys basketball rivalries. So 13 Sports Zone tips off tonight with Huntington at Capital. Now, why is this one especially big? Because last season, Huntington beat the Cougars in the state championship. That's why Anthony Pittman says, we're going to win this one. That's what he said. Right after tip-off, Huntington's Jaden Hayes with the ball. And he looks for his man, Amari Smith, right outside the three-point line, and he lets it fly from there. He scored 19 points for the Highlanders, including those 3. Then, Capital's Anthony Pittman driving inside for the jumper, and it's good. I already, kind of gave it away for you. He led the Cougars with 20 points. In the second quarter, Highlanders Hayes to Michael Dawson. You know this guy can ball. He dropped a three-pointer here, and he also scored a team-high 19 points for Huntington. Immediately after that, Capital's Gary Martin feeds Nazir Harris for the three-point shot. He scored 13 points tonight. Capital gets the revenge they came for. The Cougars beat the defending champion Highlanders 72-64. At Spring Valley, I asked the student section if they ever get up and scream. They do not. The boys basketball team hosted Cabell Midland. To start the second half, the home team Timberwolves. They lead 36-34, but the Knights' Jake Edwards ties it up. Nice shot. Later, the Knights are up 42-40. The Timberwolves fix that. Casey Hinchman jab step and layup. Game is tied again. Timberwolves then hit the gas. It's Hinchman to Caleb Fowler on the wing for 3. And with that, now the student section decides they want to get wild. It's fine. I'm not bitter. Spring Valley wins 76-57, and the AAA state runner-up football team was honored at halftime. Marshall men's basketball spent the 2017 part of its schedule undefeated at home. Tonight, the Thundering Herd hosted Western Kentucky to kick off its 2018. Halfway through the first half, Aideen Penadva was injured, so the Herd has to contend without him. After a scoring drought, you have John Elmore dropping a three-pointer. 18 points for Elmore tonight and a team-high 8 assists as he whips the crowd into a frenzy. But the brightest star tonight for the Herd was the freshman, Jared West. He led team scoring with 20 points and 3 steals. That said, Marshall was beaten 112-87. That's the team's first conference loss this season and its first home loss this season. University of Charleston sent its basketball teams at West Liberty to play the Hilltoppers this afternoon. This was a hard-fought game. Charleston's Kier Anderson drive and layup. He scored 6 for the team. Then you have Jonathan Shibui. It's an air ball. But hey, there's Justice Standback. Stand back as he scores 2 for his 6 for UC. Sorry about the pun, won't do it again. The man of the match, Lamont McManus, outscored everyone. 26 points for this Golden Eagle. I say this is hard fought, but despite that performance, the Hilltoppers ran off with this one, 106-80. The women played first and were defeated 76-84. Octavia Law led Charleston, scoring with 22 points. And as you well know by now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are awaiting their AFC divisional opponent. The Cincinnati Bengals are done for the year, and Cleveland Browns fans are celebrating their season. Why are they celebrating, you ask? Because a promise was made earlier this year. Loyal Browns fan Chris McNeil launched a GoFundMe campaign to raise $10,000 for a parade in the event the Cleveland Browns were winless this season. And since the Browns are indeed 0-16 and fans are chanting that outside the stadium, the aspirin manufacturer Excedrin kicked in $7,000 to help put on what is being called the perfect season parade, perfectly winless. And the Browns are the second team in NFL history to win no games in a season, joining the Detroit Lions.
I also love that he already had made the GoFundMe account. He was already anticipating that. Not a lot of confidence. No. Jeez.
Nowhere to go but up. They have all these first-round draft picks.
All right. Looking forward to that. Well, thanks so much, Norm. We're going to take a live look out over Charleston on this bitterly cold night. More 13 News after the break.